I'm going beast mode. I'm going beast mode, yeah. I'm going beast mode. I'm going beast mode, yeah. I'm going beast mode. I'm going beast mode, yeah. I'm going beast mode. I'm going beast mode, yeah.
Alright, so my name is Jackson Lee. I am from Worcester, Mass. And I am currently a freshman living in Dwight in Northeast. And this is what my life looks like over the space of 7 to 8 days, which is about a week. So I start off Monday by folding some clothes for my laundry. There's my roommate. His name's Anson, and he is a chemical engineering major. Then after I'm done with the laundry, I actually do a little bit of my homework for the day and try to get some stuff down before lunch. I already actually went to my 9 a.m. class, but it's not on footage. Here's what my room looks like. So on the left side is Anson's side, and then on the right side is my side. I know stuff's a little messy right now, but I am filming this documentary, so it's not at the best. My desk has got notebooks on it. It's not the cleanest. I got the traditional Asian blanket that everyone has, and then I got the panda there because I love pandas. I got the nice view of the Northeast from my dorm, and then about 12 o'clock into the day, I decided I'm gonna get lunch at Worcester.
Out of this world. Cause it can't be out of this world. Yeah.
Barney, don't speak
Take it away. Whoa.
Being hard on the beat, I go retard. I'ma keep going, never gonna restart. In school, I never do my homework, so I dropped out and learned how to chrome hurt. Same niggas that told me I never be shit, or the same niggas that be tryna get free shit. Lil Red Bull hit me up on the snap. I told her I don't wanna let she mix a cheap clap. Came through with the post, so I started stripping. Catch a nigga lacking, then he better start dipping. And I never miss like I'm Scottie Pippen. Getting to the bread, getting to the cheddar. Cosmic gang, man, we doing this together. If you ain't with us, then fuck 'em, miss whatever. Cause we gon' shine no matter the weather.
We gon' shine no matter the weather.
So UMass has 4 dining commons you can choose from. Worcester is the closest one to where I live, and that's why I went there. So today I just got a deli sandwich for lunch, kept it simple. Right after lunch, I went to my next 2 classes, one at 1:20, which is physics, and another one at 2:30, which is natural science class. And it's in the ISB. Got my boy George, got my boy Colin from high school. Me and him played football together in high school, and he also lives in the same building as me. After lunch, I went home, and then later on in the night, I went out to get dinner. And for dinner, I also went to Worcester again. This time, I got rice, beef, beans, chicken, fish. I got a bunch of stuff, and I got soy milk. I like to drink milk, different kinds of milk. Regular, soy, almond. I'll drink it all. And then after that, I went to the supplemental instruction, which is extra tutoring for my class. The SI gets paid to take the class and take notes and then create worksheets for you to work on. After that, I went home, did some homework, brushed my teeth, showered, then decided, just to chill for a little bit, relax for the night before going to bed.
Crack keep always moving the heavyweight. Play yourself trying to fuck with a heavyweight. I am not human. I am an alien, not from this planet. I'm coming through, they're gonna panic. Wanna be a star, you better plan it. I am the one you can't manage. Flow is hot lava, I'm spitting volcanic. I'm not a rabbit, but tripped like a carrot. Still in the city, I'm still wreaking havoc. All of that extra shit, I had to sever it. Still in my element, you was irrelevant. Taking the cash and finessing the settlement. Now that you started, boy, I made a settlement. Switch back, chip stack, flow harder than a kickback. Sick with it when I hit that. Chopping trees like a lumberjack.
Alright, so on Tuesday, I realistically only had one class that I had to attend. I had one lab, and then I had some supplemental stuff that I could choose to attend to. But nothing really started till 1, so I got up later, spent time in my bed. And then towards 12 o'clock-ish, 12:10 maybe, I started packing up so I could go get my lunch before heading over to my English writing class, which started at 1. For lunch, I went to Worcester again, and this is another part of Worcester, and got my food. After getting my food, I headed over to English class. Here's some shots of the campus. While at this, I can talk about why I chose the University of Massachusetts Amherst. I think at the time, me as a student, I wanted a school that was like really good for academics, where I could succeed and graduate college and actually get a good job. I wanted a school that was big in population size too, like a large size school, so I could have a lot of people that have common interests as me, and I could fit in a crowd. And for me, UMass was both of that. It was large, it was really good, it was close enough to home where I could go home every weekend, and the price of it was very cheap for me too, because I'm in-state and I qualify for in-state tuition, which is nice. And then the food, you can't beat the food. After English class, I headed over to my lab, which is supposed to be at most 3 hours long, and it's bi-weekly. After lab, I went home, did my draft that was assigned for English class. I did it in the basement of my dorm. It's a nice quiet place to study, do work. No one really goes there. Sometimes I watch TV there. Mostly on Wednesday nights I watch TV there. And I got the stuff done early. And then after that, I headed over to the library for my physics SI session, which is also supplemental instruction. And, we did a bunch of worksheets there. And then headed over to the house council meeting in the next dorm over, because it's a cluster. And at the house council meeting, we planned stuff out, such as the Super Bowl party that was going to happen on Sunday. We planned out what foods we were going to get. We were in charge of like the budget, and we were responsible. And then I just ended the night by getting dinner from the campus center in Blue Wall and headed home.
I'm so sick of being silent. I'm trying. They say your future brighter than some diamonds, so I'm taking off above the clouds, but I ain't no pilot. They always quick to spill your secret, so I keep it private. That's a no round here. You gotta keep it silent. Know the truth. It be your own homies that go envy you. Look at you on top and they get jealous, so they eat your food. No, I'm still dreaming. Believe it. They told me be closer to God, but I've been speaking with these demons. Ain't nobody help me. I was going up the deep end. Everybody care when I start eating. Nowadays, I'm just doing what I can do. Music helped me cope with all the stress that I've been through. Everybody hot until that shit gon' hit the fan though. Said I make no sense, but you don't really understand though. Whoa.
Everything's so complicated. Sometimes I look at the stars. Always tell me that I'll be okay. I just hope it goes away. They told me to heal the pain. They told me to heal the pain. They told me to heal the pain. They told me to heal the pain.
So for Wednesday, technically halfway through the week, I got up early, got a really healthy breakfast, yogurt, nice muffin, vitamin water, banana chips. It's all good. Went to my 9 a.m. lecture, math class, took my notes on it, understood most of it. Then I came home and had about 2 hours to work on homework, but I'd like to take this time to talk about some of the biggest challenges I've faced on campus. And I'd say the biggest challenge I face would be adjusting from high school life to college life, because the work that I had to put in to achieve success in high school versus the work that I had to put in to achieve success in college is drastically different. And it took me a while to figure that out and find that out. And once I found that out, it's been a huge grind and it's been a lot of hard work since. And it's nice to have a change because in high school, some of the classes that I was in, I had to put in minimum effort to get an A. But in college, it doesn't work that way. You have to put in a lot of hard work every day unless you already know the subject you're taking. Later on, I went to Worcester for lunch after doing my homework in my room, and I ran into Philip, my friend from high school. He's a sophomore living in Orchard Hill. I'd like to take this moment to appreciate this nice bowl of noodles I got and remind you guys that the dining is the number one in the entire country, 3 years back to back to back. And then, since I'm going to the same classes that I went to on Monday, physics, sciences, math in the morning, I'd like to take a moment to talk about how academics work here at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. So, we're in semesters, basically. You have classes either Monday, Wednesday, Friday that are 50 minutes long, or classes on Tuesday and Thursday, which are 75 minutes long. And personally, between those two, I prefer the Monday, Wednesday, Friday one. I have 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I only have 1 class on Tuesday and Thursday. So I sleep in on those days, and I get extra time to do my homework and study. Speaking of doing my homework and studying, here's one of my favorite places to do my homework and study. This is the new design building. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's really close to the Franklin Dining Commons, and it's near Central. And it's got a lot of open space. It's got a nice cafe. I actually got my dinner from the cafe, and I got one of the best Italian subs I had, along with a nice iced tea. I was able to find my own quiet space, plug in my laptop, study for a little bit, and then it came time for me to leave and go to my session later. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. It's Wednesday, so I had an SI session. Gosh, I have a busy schedule, so it's hard to remember stuff. But, here's a nice shot of the space. It's very nice. I'd definitely recommend this place for anyone who's looking for a different feel of a place to study. And then the next place to study would be the ES, which is the Integrated Science Building, right before a class, maybe after a class or before the supplemental instruction. This is a great place, and I also recommend going to your SI sessions because those tutors, they know what they're doing. They passed the class. They had an A&M. They're very helpful. Not many people go, so you're really able to get a lot of information on how to pass a class. After the SI session, I headed home because it was very cold out. It was dark. This is about 9 o'clock at night. I ended up watching my favorite show, Vikings, to finish up. This was the season 5 finale, and it was amazing. Alright, so Thursday, I actually woke up early for once, even though I didn't have to get up till later. Got a very nice breakfast for the most part. Fruit, my vitamin water, which I consider extremely healthy, and a muffin. Here's the Worcester Dining Common again. Here's a better shot of it. This is very early in the morning, 7 o'clock, so no one's really up at the time yet. Then after I got my morning breakfast, I went to the Calculus Tutoring Center. I want to take this moment to say that there's basically tutoring for all classes, once again. And the Calculus Tutoring Center is where I go for my calculus tutoring. It's very good because they have it open for I think 6 hours a day or 5 hours a day for 5 days a week or 4 days a week. And one of the tutors there was actually my actual professor, and he gave me a lot of tips on how to do the homework he assigned. And what was going to be on the test that night, and it was great. And then later on, I went to the library to print out some work. I ran into my buddy Joseph, and he took this amazing shot of me walking to the library.
You don't understand what I feel inside. I can't go back into the dirt unless I'm buried in Amherst. That's where I'm carried, but until then, you know I'm alright. Never cry for the fam, no, I'ma provide. I pour some liquor for my brothers who up in the sky. Can't keep a smile on my face, though I really tried. But it's tough to smile when these haters wanna steal your shine. Whoa. They told me to ease the pain. Oh no, that shit won't go away. They don't wanna see the picture unless they in the frame, bro. Heard they wanna end me, so I'm working on my aim, bro. You gon' think I'm tweaking, but you'll say the same shit when they suck your pockets like leeches. Where that shit gon' leave you speechless. Yeah, man, that's why I gotta vent. I just might lose my sense, come through this pain, man. That shit's a mess. Whoa.
Everything's so complicated. Sometimes I look at the stars. Always tell me that I'll be okay. I just hope it goes away. It told me to heal the pain. 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 Oh. It told me to ease the pain. I don't wanna feel the same. It told me to ease the pain. Oh. I'ma lose my cool. I might go insane. Even though they told me that it'll be okay. I just need a shoulder. All this weight, it feels like a boulder.
I'ma lose my cool, I'm about to lose my mind. Always tryna throw the shade, they don't wanna see you shine. Yeah, I can't walk so hopeless. I just need to stay focused. Just wake up and smell the roses. You think I ain't know this? I just need to stay focused. Just wake up and smell the roses.
And then while at the library, I got a bunch of my stuff printed out, such as my English essay. And then I went to English class where we peer reviewed the essay, and it wasn't perfect, so I'm gonna have to make some changes to it eventually, but at least I got a draft. After the English class, I went over to the Southwest, which is the most populated area on campus, and went over to Hampton Dining, which is another dining hall that we have on campus, probably the biggest one. And this one is usually packed, and it's hard for me to find a seat. But today it was below 0 degrees, so I assumed everyone stayed in. And yeah, this one's my favorite one. Then after grabbing my food from Hampton, I'd say that was lunch, I went over to the Learning Commons in the library and did a bunch of my physics homework before having to go to my math discussion at 4 o'clock later. Yeah, I got a bunch of work done. You know, I like to stay busy, although I'm constantly moving from one building to another building, so it does get a little tiring. Math discussion, that's just basically 1 hour where you talk about math and you go over practice problems and you take a quiz, and it is worth 10% of your grade. It is mandatory. It's not like the supplemental instructions that were optional. So I went to that, and then I went back to the library at night, but this time it was for my Excel session on Thursday night, which is physics tutoring, but you have to reserve a seat, and there's like a maximum limit of 10 kids or 10 students that can do it at once. And this is very, very helpful because with a maximum 10 student limit and 75 minutes, you get a lot of the information you need on a class, and you can really ask questions that you're struggling with. So I got a lot of information on how to do the homework and concepts that I didn't really understand, and it's very useful. I've used it last semester, I'm doing it this semester for physics. It's amazing. And then after that, I found a spot in the library, sat down, did a little bit of my homework there before coming back home because I felt like, I needed some time to just sit in the library and try to do some work, which library is also a really great spot to do work. I mean, it's obvious, quiet. It's got so many floors. It's got a beautiful view of the campus. It's just amazing, Then these desks got plugs where I can just plug in and stay charged. I can honestly spend days in the library. And then after, when it started getting later out, I went back home, got dinner in Worcester. I know the dinner is not the best dinner I've had in a while, but I was kind of getting sick of certain foods, so I got that. So I went home with the knowledge that I got from the SI session and started, working on my physics homework. I was talking about my buddy Colin about the stuff, like the content, and about math, and about the discussion about my day. It was a very pleasant experience and all. I got all of my physics homework done actually for the weekend. So I actually finished like all my weekend homework by Thursday of the week, so I can have time on the weekend to maybe either study or just have a little bit of leeway to do other things. I know this weekend was going to be the Super Bowl, so I didn't want to really do any work on Sunday, so I got it all done for Thursday. And after that, I ended up just chilling for the night, finishing up, doing all the other things. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that for major-wise, I'm still undeclared, but I'm leaning either towards engineering or computer science. And then, yeah, that's it. Here's what I ended up doing for the rest of the night. This show is wild.
First time on the track, I'm about to kill the beat. Juice man, I'm that guy with all the clout up in the street. Niggas can't compete with me, they gotta take a seat. You be texting your girl while she sucking on my meat. Then I bend her over, got her biting on the sheet. Dog on all these shorties, bad boy, I don't get a treat. But it's money over hoes, a nigga gotta eat. Cause these packs don't flip themselves, so I put it on repeat. Foreign in my foreign, yeah, that's just how I be rolling. Then go back with Gorilla Glue, that's what I'm rolling. Took it to the face, now my vision started blurring. Pour me up a double cup and then I get to slurring. Flexing on these lanes, Chewies with a pair of J's. Gotta get that bag, I got a couple different ways. Flipping and double it, bring it back and then I tumble it. Line it up, rumble it, chop it up, then I won't fumble it.
I swear we out of this world. I swear our style is out of this world. Hey, Cosmic Gang, we out of this world. Hey, let's get it.
Yeah, I'm on a paper chase. Most of these niggas is fake, trying to eat up off my plate. Ain't no time to waste, working, I ain't got no time to play. Get to it right away, grinding like I'm finna die today. I don't wanna hear no talking, when the money be calling. A1 when I'm saucing, elevate when I'm bossing. Big bank, no loose change, get in the way, we causing pain. You dug your grave, trying to disrespect the Cosmic Gang. This shit too easy for me, middle finger.
So, Friday, I had 9 a.m., so I got up a little early. Spent a little bit of time watching some Netflix. I was watching a show called Kingdom that I was watching last night because I didn't really finish it, because I got interrupted and started doing some other things. It's a great show. I recommend it. Then I went to my 9 a.m. math class. Here's me walking up the door of it. I don't have any footage of the inside. And then after that, I went to the ILC, which I personally think is also a really nice place to study. It stands for the Integrative Learning Center. It's one of the main buildings on campus. It's right next to the campus center. You see it a lot on campus tours. I think they use it a lot during orientation. It's just one of the best buildings in general. Personally, it's also a good place to study. I mean, for me, I like quietness in a place to study, but as you can see from this, it's a really nice place to do your work before class. There's a cafe right to my right. I guess it's a good cafe. I mean, a lot of people go there. I never had food from there, but it's very nice. Here's some more shots of it at night that I filmed myself personally when I've used it. I've studied here before. Every place I study is like usually for a different class because they all bring a different feel. You know, I'll do my physics class homework and stuff back in my dorm. I'll do my math stuff in like the math tutoring center. I'll do chemistry or bio or something like that in the science building when it's there because I'll be in that zone, you know. I'll type an English essay in the basement. It's all different to me. I don't have like a preference, but if I did have a preference, I'd say it was the design building I showed earlier or the library because the library has access to printing. The Excel sessions and the SI sessions for some of my classes are on the 12th floor. There's the Learning Resource Center in the library. And since I didn't get breakfast, I ended up getting brunch with my friend Herlin, who was at my high school in my robotics program. And this dining common is Franklin Dining Common. It is the 3rd out of 4th common that I'm going to show in this whole documentary. After that, I went to the same 2 classes that I went to on Monday and Wednesday again. So I'm just going to say, you know, the classes, you're going to have some small classes, like my writing class is smaller. My math class was actually smaller in size. But then these big classes have big lecture halls that are usually packed. And if you don't get there early, you don't get a good seat and all that stuff. And after the conclusion of my classes, I actually went home for Friday to celebrate my birthday. My birthday was actually on Monday, but my family wasn't going to see me then. So I went home and celebrated with them on Friday.
I pray that I make it out. I pray I go pick up my mama and take her out. Know a couple of niggas won't take me out, but there's no way in hell that I'm going down. I pray that I make it out. Hey, yeah. I pray that I make it out. Hey, yeah. I pray that I make it out. I pray I go pick up my mama and take her out. Know a couple of niggas won't take me out, but there's no way in hell that I'm going down. I pray that I make it out. I pray and make out the streets now. See how niggas never tryna see you eat now. They rather see you in the streets selling weed now. Never when your feet down, only when you need pounds. Will I land on my feet when I ski down? My own son I climb with the team sound. Yo, and anything to make the team proud. Scream loud, 5 ways coming for the dream crown. We loud, never quit, spit quick like a ripstick. Flip sick till I get the mic and just rip shit. Deliver, never been a type to kill a bitch, but these dog niggas always tryna bite you when they stealing shit. You and your feelings, but you must have thought you still in this. But you still in this, it's like appearing, disappearing quick. Quick to sharing shit, wait, ain't your mans, but your mans gotta share shit just to get some fans. Damn, it ain't right, so I'm about to take flight. And they take that shot to get me, so you better aim right. Psych, your aim slight, cause I'm nice with the mic. And I might show you if you put a like on my site. And that's why I gotta put my problems in my right hand. When I make it out, I make it out with the right fam. Not your hype man, get washed up in white sand. I get my dogs a bone, so it's time you live your life, man. I pray that I make it out. I pray I go pick up my mama and take her out. Know a couple of niggas won't take me out, but there's no way in hell that I'm going down. I pray that I make it out. Hey, yeah. I pray that I make it out. Hey, yeah. I pray that I make it out. I pray I go pick up my mama and take her out. Know a couple of niggas won't take me out, but there's no way in hell that I'm going down. I pray that I make it out. Hey, yeah. I pray that I make it out. Yeah. Young nigga back again. They always hate it when they rap again. Goddamn. So I'm here about to spaz again. All I need is a cash, I don't need a friend. Young niggas with the big dreams, just to make it to the big leagues. Swear I won't fall to the streets. Not one of them fellas that stay with the heat, no way. I promise I would do better, so I'm out here getting better. Damn, I just gotta keep my head up, I'll never stay under the weather. Damn.
And then on Saturday, we celebrated the Asian or the Lunar New Year with my family. So in the morning, we went to my grandparents' house on my dad's side of the family. We had a lot of nice food. My aunt was there. My uncle was there. There's my grandmother. I'm sitting next to my little brother. It was overall a really great experience. You know, the food was really good. It was nice to see my grandparents. And then at night, we went to my grandparents' house on my mom's side of the family. There's my cousin. There's my aunt. There's my food. My grandfather sitting next to my aunt. Then there's my mom, and there's my dad. Back to my grandfather. My grandmother's in the hospital. She couldn't be there, unfortunately, but we all wish her a speedy recovery and hope that she can be with us really soon. So that was basically Saturday. And then Sunday, I came back to campus on Sunday. Here's Burke, the fourth dining common, the one that we haven't hit this whole week. And I got a really nice meal. You know, there's my sister's there's my sister, my dad, my uncle. Burke's like the best looking dining common out of the four, in my opinion. And then after that, we went back, and it was a Super Bowl party, and there was a lot of food. There was pizza, there was wings. This obviously happened like hours after I came back. But yeah, and we watched the Patriots game. It's my roommate Anson.
If you don't fuck with the Rams, you better see you scram, Thanos.
Yo, this is going on my documentary.
Watching this, Thanos.
Why?
That's it.
You just made that man famous.
I guess that's an idea. Let's go! Jump and scream!
So yeah, we ended up winning the game. The Pats got their 6th ring. Brady got his 6th ring. We tied the most Super Bowls, and the best franchise in history.
You think you this shit, but you really ain't you know I boss up on niggas, I need me a Cheeto. Whoa, you and me, we is not equal. I do this shit for my people. You know my style is lethal. I'm trying to go out and soar like an eagle. I'm living fast like a cheetah. My baby, she really a keeper. I'm getting the green, no reefer. Shorty, I just wanna kick her like FIFA. You ain't about the money, then I see ya. Boy, you know how it goes. Yeah, I'm smoking on the ghost. Yeah, I'm going beast mode. 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 Whoa, hey, do not disturb. I'm always putting in work. They put my shit to the curb, so I had to come back stronger. Clap back 10 times harder. Son of these kids, I'm a father.
Alright, so I know this was supposed to be a week long, but the next day was my birthday, so I felt compelled to include like a little bit of stuff on it. I went to all my classes. Here's, you know, me in physics with my friend Jen, who used to be my neighbor in my old dorm before I moved out. Got food with all my friends from my old dorm in Gorman. They're all great people, you know, Neil, Will, Tashana, Olivia. They're all great people. I miss them all. And then I played Tech Mobile with Colin. And that's basically a week in the life of a UMASS student. Thank you.
Everything's so complicated. Times I look at the stars.